In 2015, 1 week before the release of Jurassic World, Colin Trevorrow announced a special advanced screening and Q&A for the film would be held in San Francisco. As a lifelong Jurassic Park fan, I instantly purchased tickets for my wife and I and booked a last-minute trip to the San Francisco Bay.
Guys, so we're here in San Francisco for the premiere of Jurassic World. I got tickets to a special screening tomorrow night with Colin Trevorrow. He's going to do a Q&A and I'll post videos of our costumes. We're going dressed up. We're going all out. Check out this T-Rex behind me.
Like most other fans, I had been waiting nearly 14 years for another installment in the franchise. Excitement was at a fever pitch, and longtime fans would once again enter the world of dinosaurs established by Michael Crichton and Steven Spielberg. A new generation of fans would also be introduced to the Jurassic franchise for the first time and create another surge of popularity and excitement in the dinosaur community. This short video is my personal experience of events, which would last the following weeks after the release of Jurassic World. I convinced my wife to dress up for the screening, and we went as park employees from each generation of parks. The premiere was held at the Sundance Kabuki Theater in San Francisco's Japantown neighborhood. The ticket included a catered cocktail hour before the screening, which is where I met up with my friend and fellow Jurassic Park Motorpool member, Gregory Wong. Around this time, Colin Trevorrow arrived to mingle and chat with attendees. He complimented our costumes and was thrilled to see diehard fans, as the event was a more formal, traditional fundraiser. He said of all the people in attendance, our opinions would matter the most to him, as he was wanting to satisfy longtime fans of the franchise. We had a short time more to chat before filing into the auditorium and taking our seats.
Really neat stuff, and we'll hear from the executive director, Michael Blecker, a little later in the program. What you should know is that tonight has been made possible through both Universal Pictures and Colin Trevorrow, the director.
The screening was a charity event for the Swords and Plowshares Foundation, a nonprofit that Colin Trevorrow's father is involved with. It was a unique experience watching the film for the first time seated behind Colin's family and close friends. After the film, Colin did a short Q&A recounting his experience working on the film. I really enjoyed the film on that first viewing. I thought it was a fun ride and a good starting point for the new trilogy. It probably stands as my third favorite film in the franchise, behind Jurassic Park and The Lost World. After the film, I was able to give my thoughts to Colin himself. He was relieved we enjoyed the film and seemed to genuinely care for the franchise. Colin had the difficult job of creating the movie for both an old and new generation of fans, while juggling the pressure of working on a big studio project. A few weeks later, I got a call from Gregory Wong. A few members of the Jurassic Park Motorpool had been invited to the Stan Winston School for the filming of the Jurassic Party live webcast. The webcast was a reunion of practical effects artists that worked at Stan Winston Studios during the production of the Jurassic Park films. A few of our Jeeps were used as set decorations for the event, and we were invited to stay and watch the webcast live and in person.
I need to get my battery back in my car. Can we just go out there? Or?
They also allowed us to walk around the studio, as they had displayed some original props, dinosaur molds, and animatronics throughout the warehouse. Here's a screen-used Compy puppet from The Lost World, along with various animatronic dinosaur eyes. Here's a look at the hero T-Rex eye. This is the same eye that dilates at Lex as she shines her flashlight at it through the Explorer window. Some of these pieces have gone up for auction since this event, though the studio still retains most of the original dinosaur molds. There were also plenty of other surprises, as Stan Winston Studio has worked on some of the most iconic fantasy and sci-fi movies in history. As you can imagine, I was exploding with excitement the entire night. It was very surreal being in the room with the people responsible for the dinosaurs we've all seen on screen. I recognized most everyone there from following the franchise for the past 20 years.
How did that feel? Any of you guys who worked on it?
I nominate Jamie Siska.
Jamie!
Or has the best story out of
But
this.
you have the best hair.
No.
So, alright, Lauren, go ahead.
That day, I got to meet people that heavily influenced my childhood. People like Mark Crash McCreary. Crash worked with Steven Spielberg during pre-production, sketching and designing the look of the dinosaurs for Jurassic Park. Crash even worked as a puppeteer on the film, and wore one of the full-size raptor suits during the famous kitchen scene. Crash's designs would be brought to life by the legendary Stan Winston. Here is a photo of myself with his son, Matt Winston. Matt spent time on the original set as a teenager. His father, Stan, would sadly pass away in 2008. The night was full of incredible behind-the-scenes stories and is a definite must-watch for any self-described Jurassic Park fan. I'll leave a link to the webcast in the description and at the end of this video. The following month at San Diego Comic-Con, I attended the Legacy Effects panel. They brought along the animatronic Apatosaurus head from Jurassic World. Legacy was founded after Stan Winston passed away by two of his most talented team members, John Rosengrant and Shane Mahan. One of the studio's employees remembered me from the Jurassic Party webcast and invited me to take a tour of the Legacy Effects studio the following week. Legacy Effects created the dinosaur maquettes Colin Trevorrow used on set while filming Jurassic World. These were lighting reference stand-ins for ILM's visual effects work. The detail on the models was incredible, and seeing them in person was a huge honor that I didn't take for granted. Everyone at the workshop was incredibly welcoming, and I was allowed to take these photos as the movie had already released. Most everything else being worked on was for other unreleased feature films. So those are my memories the week surrounding the release of Jurassic World. It was a great time to be a fan. I was incredibly fortunate and grateful to take part in some very unique experiences. Jurassic Park has always instilled a sense of wonder in me, the same way it did when I first saw it as a wide-eyed 9-year-old. So I'd love to hear your experiences with the franchise in the comments. How excited were you when Jurassic World released? If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and consider subscribing. With that said guys, have a great day and thanks for watching.